Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going into the Rising Challenger of XIVU or ARATH. But before we begin, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. So, after weighing their options, Ikora and Eris believed that there was no other way to follow the witness, but to allow the Witch Queen to be revived and gain the information she possessed. Reaching out to Savathun's ghost Amaru, offering him the Witch Queen's body to be revived in exchange for the knowledge they seek. Amaru instead offers a bargain of his own, citing that Savathun anticipated that the Vanguard would need her. He will revive Savathun, but only after killing her sister XIVU or ARATH for good, and will provide the aid necessary for it. Despite the terms, Ikora and Eris agree, but after journeying through Savathun's spire and hearing a recording from her stating that they cannot confront XIVU or ARATH directly, for the Hive God of War cannot be defeated conventionally, for she feeds off of all conflict. Therefore, only a Hive God of equal strength can defeat XIVU or ARATH, using the Hive's own sword logic. Understanding that the task now falls to her, Eris Morn volunteers herself to become a Hive, and with the Guardian as her acolyte, she would feed from the kills until she grows strong enough to challenge the Hive God of War. Though Ikora objects to this plan, fearing for Eris's well-being, she is convinced that there's no other way, for simply maintaining their current stalemate with XIVU or ARATH is not feasible, nor can they outright battle with her. In either case, they will lose. After performing a ritual that turns Eris Morn into the Hive God of Vengeance, the Guardians begin slaying Hive and other creatures found within the Witch Queen's obulette, found beneath Savathun's spire as tiths to her, which allows Eris to grow in strength. However, XIVU or ARATH became aware of Eris's ascension and welcomed it, even calling Eris her new sister, which Eris adamantly denies. Nonetheless, XIVU or ARATH sends her forces to claim Savathun's spire, once viewing the sanctum as heresy, but came to the conclusion that even the light can adhere to the sword logic. But the Guardians managed to clear the spire of Savathun's forces. Further, the Guardians prevented the War God's forces from slaying the prisoners found in the altars of summoning, slaying them themselves as tiths to Eris. During all of this, XIVU or ARATH continued to taunt Eris, goading her to give in to her new Hive nature and accept the sword logic as truth, even welcoming the upcoming challenge the two will have. But Eris remains steadfast against her words. With her hand forced, XIVU or ARATH summons one of her most powerful warriors, the Leviathan Eater, the bane of the Ammonites, to face the Guardians, but the entity withdraws as it merely tested their capabilities, and it'll be back once XIVU or ARATH's brood have been organized. After Eris prepared herself for the Guardian's final tith, she opened the way to the altar of the sword, where XIVU or ARATH had her Leviathan eating waiting. Though the God of War welcomed the challenge greatly, her favored champion ultimately fell to the Guardians, their tith strengthening Eris. However, what XIVU or ARATH didn't expect was Eris Morn slaying a revived Savathun, gaining millennia worth of power as the Witch Queen hadn't been killed since the separation of her worm. Combining that power with the tiths the Guardians had collected, Eris Morn had become the most powerful Hive God, surpassing even XIVU or ARATH. However, instead of challenging the Hive God of War directly, Eris Morn weaves a spell that banishes XIVU or ARATH from her own throne world, rendering her mortal and vulnerable. With her spell finished, Eris collapses and eventually returns to her human form, but confirms to the Guardian that XIVU or ARATH is furious at her defeat, and being severed from her throne world, she can't grow in strength from her tiths, which Ikora believes will make her more open to being challenged should XIVU or ARATH appear. Savathun, meanwhile, found great amusement in her sister's predicament, enough to send XIVU or ARATH a message taunting her, though the War God would not respond. So, what did you guys think of the Rising Challenger of XIVU or ARATH? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.